Welcome back, everybody. My name is Relic, and we're playing the Council. Last time we played, we actually had the vote on whether or not we were going to support Lord Mortimer's plan or vote against it. I voted for, but the game told me that I voted against it because Giuseppe voted against it, and I guess that means I voted against it. And now we are in some weird mindscape of Holmes to supposedly maybe help him break out of the prison that Mortimer put him into. I'm going to hope that there's a way to not do that because I don't want to be on Holmes' side. So let's see what we can find.
Ah, Charles Francois. What an adventure.
This is going to be fun.
Dear Countess Dunolstein, what a pity you disappointed me.
Doesn't really have anything to do with our current situation.
France, so much effort, so much wasted time. It was a trap right from the start. I recalled Sparta. And when Elizabeth disappeared, He feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. I can't hold out.
It's a real shame.
Sparta. France, so much effort, so much wasted time. He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this call. He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference, supposedly to find her sister, whereas Emma hadn't even disappeared yet. The poor wretch was shot as her sister was setting foot on the island. I should have understood that earlier.
It's about my first vision on the island, the day of my arrival. This could be the beginning of the story, yet Holmes is talking about bringing Emily back again. So there must have been something before this.
Something before that, huh?
His children are gathered together? Yes, and the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? Louis de Richet, his son. He brings his 4 children together, and even then I didn't react.
Here's some expensive skill checks here.
Louis.
What's this painting? might, you know, just decide to leave.
He's coming!
Cool. So we find out which one is before this one?
Cherry on the
Nope.
cake is I drank his cursed tea.
So it goes that one to the far one over there, but I'm not sure where the original one is.
Ah, Charles Francois. What an adventure.
He's talking about Charles Francois d'Angennes and Françoise d'Aubigné. They were contemporaries of Louis XIV. This has nothing to do with what brought Holm here. I had to look somewhere else.
Okay, good. There's going to be ones that I don't need to worry about.
Dear Countess Dunolstein, what a pity you disappointed me. Dear Countess Dunolstein, what a pity you disappointed me. Managed to swindle Lafayette for the damage he did to the Western monarchies. So full of remorse once it was done, I don't really regret making you steal the necklace and end up in a convent.
It's another one that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're doing here. Those two are actually useless. What's this one?
France, so much effort, so much wasted time.
Analysis is correct, but there's no link to what interests me here.
France, so much effort, so much wasted time. From Charles Martel to the wars of religion, I simply did not consider Protestantism to be a real threat, and that was my greatest mistake. My faith in Father and the Catholic Church that he administered made me blind. I can see that now. I lost France through 100 years of war.
Okay.
It was a trap right from the start. It was a trap right from the start. At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring the Hillsborough sisters here. He knew it. He knew it. He already knew they were his daughters.
Previous conference? That's when Mortimer started putting his plan into action. That's how this whole thing began.
At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring
This
the
is the
Hillsborough
first event that
sisters
brought Holm here.
He knew it.
Oh yeah, I'm on the right track.
I recalled Sparta. I recalled Sparta of my exchanges back then with my brother. I did everything in my power to avoid the Peloponnesian War, but he wouldn't listen. He always wanted more. Father wasn't gentle with William back then, shutting him in the body of Pericles for 8 years and reducing Athens and its cursed democracy to its knees. And when Elizabeth disappeared, No, it's not possible. I couldn't have missed that. Not me. He cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word.
One more over here.
He feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. He feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we usually take months to give to our children, and Louis is only trying his best to get by. He doesn't realize he's being led to the slaughter.
Okay, so that one's not for a little while. So I think the second memory is going to be the one about inviting Elizabeth back again.
Be quick!
I don't even want to help you.
To bring Emily back again to this conference. He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference. Supposedly to find
I'm on the
her
right track here.
Come to me.
No.
And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
I'm getting closer to him.
And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
So what's the next one?
And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea.
Not really sure how many memories I'm actually looking for here.
I must speak to you.
Don't want to listen to you.
It was a trap right from the start.
Spartacus.
I recalled Sparta, and when Elizabeth disappeared,
Elizabeth's presence was crucial for Holm. If she was still here, he'd still be alive. This memory is important without a shadow of a doubt. It took place after my arrival with Emily and Cardinal Biaggi, but well before I found out the truth about my nature.
he cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word. And when
One more.
Elizabeth disappeared,
One more.
he feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing.
Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button.
So Holmes seems certain that Mortimer's been using me, but I get the impression that he's only had this vision recently. It's one of the last ones he had.
One of.
He
Oh,
stuffed his poor son with
Don't
an
really care if I'm
occult
wrong.
knowledge that we
Came to
usually
the
take
end here.
months to give to our children.
And then we'll top off the cherry with drinking the tea.
I recalled Sparta. I didn't want to believe it. And the cherry on the cake, and the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. He trapped me. He poisoned me to stop me from being able to leave this body. He cut off all communication with father and brought his children here. How could I not have seen it earlier? He's going to absorb me. The traitor! No one can stop him now. Hurry, Louis. I absolutely must see you before it's too late. If you have managed to follow my thoughts, come to me. Quickly!
But do I want to? No. I haven't liked Holm this entire game, and he just wants more status quo of, you know, tyranny, so...
He's coming!
What's happening?
I can sense him. He's here. He's trying to get inside me, Louis. William has completely lost his mind. He's getting ready to pull out all the stops. He's going to devour my mind, Louis. I'm not going to be able to stop him.
Louis, you are here. I sense your presence.
What? But he can't even see me.
Congratulations, my son. You have succeeded in joining us.
Louis, don't let him draw you in there. You are signing your death warrant if you decide to follow him. I won't be there to protect you.
It's over, my son. We have won. A new order can be born.
Louis, I'm so weak. I can feel him entering. I can no longer keep him out. He's coming. You can still do something, Louis. Don't let him get away with all this so easily. I implore you.
I'm sorry, Uncle, but I've decided to follow Father.
But how can you trust him?
He's my father, and there's so much he has to show me. I'm not responsible for what happened to you. That's your business, the two of you.
You are just as mad as he is, Louis. You'll end up just like him.
It's over, brother. Don't fight it.
You will be punished for this.
Perhaps, but you won't be there to see it, will you?
You will be punished.
All right. No fails that time. Let's see. 4 points. I don't have any books. I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books.
Where am I?
It's all right, son. Don't panic. It's over.
I'm back? Where are the guests?
I invited them to go up to their rooms. They're resting. Don't worry.
Gregory?
We won, Louis. It's over.
He's dead?
Definitively. Now the way is clear. At any rate, rejoice. Great things await us.
What did you do to him?
I devoured his soul.
But I didn't see you use the Holy Lance.
Indeed not. I didn't need to. Can't you guess how I did it? The Lance of Longinus is just a vessel, Louis. It could have been any object that had the blood of Christ on it. The blood of an ancient, more precisely. But I didn't need the blood of an ancient. You see, I have been in dear Lord Mortimer's physical body for longer than my brother has been in Sir Gregory Holmes. Therefore, I am an ancient, Louis.
What happened in the ether?
I surpassed him.
What do you mean you surpassed him?
I made sure he was poisoned by my blood before our little chat. Remember the cup of tea in the dining room? I wagered that Gregory simply wouldn't be able to let it get cold. Old habits do die hard.
You put your blood in your tea?
And he put the hangman's rope round his own neck. Ironic, isn't it? Unable to extract himself from his physical body, it didn't take much time for me to absorb him. In any case, what's done is done. I'm going to rest in the dining room. Join me there when you're ready. The time has come to end this little antisocial gathering.
I did well not to follow home, didn't I? Come on, let's get it over with and join Mortimer in the dining room.
Let's see, is there anything new to pick up? Because I used a whole bunch of items because of how many skill checks there were. Can I get a new coat? And maybe some new bandages? Not necessarily in that order.
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that our mission should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans. Decidedly, they have support from the highest level.
I think I already listened to that. She's not in here like she's supposed to be. I'm just gonna go down to the dining room.
Right, now's the time to join Mortimer. I won't be able to go back after...
Well, now... Napoleon's room. Can't go into Peru's room. Wonder why. Shouldn't be anybody in there. Weird that I could go into Emily's room then. Oh, this is the room with the Bible and junk. I bet you this guy's pissed.
Johann,
Louis, I haven't the time.
what are you doing?
I'm getting out of here. What do you think? And going as far away as possible. Sir Gregory is dead. And in case you haven't grasped it yet, I am no longer safe here. If you value your life, you had better do the same.
Hey, wait a
No,
second.
no, I haven't time. Good luck in the future.
Okay. Oh,
What are you doing?
Oh, Monsieur Volner asked me to prepare his belongings in anticipation of his imminent departure, sir.
His departure? So quickly?
Oh yes, he seemed to be in rather a hurry.
Ah, very well. Would you know where I might bump into him one last time?
Ah, if sir would like to say goodbye, sir will find him in his room.
Thank you.
I already knew that. This is Elizabeth's room.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Go into Washington's room. That's never been a door I could open. Can't go into Piaggi's room. This is my room.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Dear Monsieur de Richet,
Can't go out to my balcony. Only one guest remaining. Can't go in there. I can check one more place. I was going to check Mortimer's office, and then we'll head down. Same two letters, probably, yeah. Can't activate the mirror. Alright, I guess we'll go down then.
Right. Now's the time to join Mortimer. I won't be able to go back after... Here we go.
Here we go.
Louis, I was expecting you.
Do you feel better?
Yes, don't worry, I'll be all right. I wanted to speak with you about what's going to happen next. But before we begin, I would like you to give me back the Holy Lance, please. Now that Gregory is gone, you won't be needing it anymore, and I prefer to put it back in its place.
Of course. Here you are, Father.
Thank you.
If it was even the right
Congratulations,
one.
by the way. You managed to find the right one among all the copies.
Nailed it.
I'm impressed. This conference will have been one of the most eventful I've ever known.
I'll just have to take your word for it.
Before I get to why we're here, you must know that I've been watching you very closely over these past few days. I won't hide the fact that I was disappointed that you did not succeed in saving Jacques Peroux. You handled that situation very badly. As far as the door of my crypt is concerned, it is a pity that you lost your hand while trying to open it.
Yeah,
You succeeded
it was.
in telling the Hillsborough twins apart. Even for me,
I
that
did.
wasn't an
Nailed it.
easy thing to do at first. I remain proud of what you achieved for me by falsifying that letter to the Pope on behalf of Piaggi, because I know that was not an easy task. But the important thing is that you escaped the worst with Volner, because he could have killed you when you were in the guise of Piaggi.
Yes, it was a bit touch and go.
Which leads me to a
I
chat
don't like
about
that my
what I
back is to
envisage
this
for you
open
now.
area.
You are the chosen one, Louis. The one I've been waiting for all this time.
Thank you,
We are going to be able to become one.
I don't quite follow you.
Be proud of yourself, son, for you are the
Yeah.
one I have chosen to be.
I should not
my
have given
next
away that knife.
mortal coil.
But what about me? Am I imagining things, or did he just tell me to my face that he's going to eat me?
Unfortunately, no, you won't survive the transfer. But I want you to know that I only select my bodies from my own children, and that you are the one who has impressed me most. It's far from being my first time, as you can imagine. I didn't think it was possible to find a more promising son than dear Augustus. You can be very proud of yourself.
Wait a second, hang on. Do you realize what you're saying? Are you insane?
Oh, come, my son. Let's not end everything on a bad note, please.
Son of a bitch! He's not going to get away with this so easily. I won't let you do it.
What on earth are you thinking? That you'll be able to kill me? This is ridiculous, Louis. Come now, be reasonable. Don't fight.
Well,
I won.
really should have, not given that dagger away. Although I'm not entirely sure it would have helped.
Von Volmer tightened his political and spiritual grip on King Frederick William. On the death of the king in 1797, Johann retired with his wife to his country estate in order to continue his work on his theological and alchemical thesis. Manuel Godoy's close relationship with Napoleon enabled him to claim a part of Portugal, as well as the protection of France upon the fall of the kingdom. He died in the company of his beloved mistress Pepita after recovering all his titles and properties. Napoleon Bonaparte continued his political and military rise until his self-proclamation as emperor. His excessive ambition would cost the lives of 1,700,000 Frenchmen and leave France poorer and weaker than ever before. Deported and imprisoned by the British on St. Helena Island, he died on the 5th of May, 1821, as an exile to general indifference. During his second term, George Washington had to deal with a number of rebellions. He enraged public opinion by building close diplomatic links with Great Britain, which forced him to give up a third term in office. He retired to his country estate until his death, without being able to implement the annexation of the highly coveted Louisiana Territory. The Duchess, through her relationship with the Crown, made it possible for Great Britain to build closer links to the United States on both the diplomatic and the commercial fronts. She became inseparable from the Marchioness Cunningham, reputed for being the most influential mistress of King George IV of England, and whom she inducted into the Golden Order. His Eminence Piaggi, having successfully accomplished his mission, returned to His Holiness the Pope with full honors. Although all his ambitions had become possible, to the stupefaction of his entourage, the Cardinal preferred to retire to his Tuscan monastery, far from all political and diplomatic commitments. fascinated by the techniques of exorcism and demonology, he dedicated the last years of his life to the study of Inquisition reports. Nothing more was ever heard of Lord Mortimer. His sudden disappearance was a topic of conversation in the European courts, but only for a few months.
Well, I straight up failed the end of the game. I don't know, I thought it was a pretty good game. There were some confusing bits with the choices not really matching what I actually chose, but I mean, you could pretty much see that Mortimer is gonna betray you at the end. But I mean, I didn't really trust Holm any better. Overall, I thought it was pretty cool how it tied in with history. I mean, it wasn't 100% accurate, probably, but it was pretty cool. The puzzles were definitely challenging, and the slightest mistake could cause you to lose your hand, so, you know, that's fun. That definitely put me on edge for every other puzzle afterwards, because I'm like, well, if I fail this, what's going to happen to me now? Or, you know, so... I think the, I guess you could call the artwork stylistic rather than anything else. That kind of... A lot of the characters are not pretty. But I don't really hold that against the game. I still thought it was a fun game despite that. Anyway, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do next. Might play Life is Strange 2. I might also try doing Pathfinder Kingmaker. I ran that game for my D&D group, so be interesting to see what differences there are with that. We'll see. If you leave a comment, let me know what you might want to see me play next, but I'm probably going to start playing the next game maybe next week or so. Alright, so thank you guys for sticking around through this entire series, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.